No audio just yet. I'm getting all set up here. I can't like do a pre-roll on these from my phone, so I'm getting everything all set up. Hello. Working on getting my chat pulled up. There we go. Got chat pulled up. All right, let's flip you guys around. Let's get all situated. Can you guys hear me okay? Is this microphone working? This is the one on my phone. So I have this if I need to use it. You guys let me know. I'm very quiet. I don't know how to make it any louder. Let me see. Hold on. Is this any louder if I hold this here? You guys let me know. It's not ideal, but I have a stable connection now at least, so this video should not get all messed up. That's better? Okay. I'm going to be talking into this. This is my microphone. It may not be studio quality, but you were so quiet, none of us on Discord could hear you. Yeah, there's not much I can do about it. Everything's maxed out. I got my Chromebook here so I can see chat. Hopefully I can see super chats. Hopefully I can see channel memberships and all that stuff so that way I can keep up with that. Let's start a little goal thing because I think this stream will work. Because I'm in the winery. It's probably a little echoey. There's not really much I can do about that. I'm in this big room here. But let me finish getting set up. We'll wait for some more people to join. Share the stream around because I wasn't able to actually post it beforehand. Normally I post it, a couple hours before I actually go live or like an hour before I go live. I'm already forgetting to talk into my microphone. But I wasn't able to do that because I do it from my phone right now until I get internet. But it is blizzarding outside. It had just stopped for a little bit. It picks up again. It's absolutely crazy outside especially for Tennessee. It's nuts. So I'm gonna get all finished getting set up here, and then we're gonna go over all the stuff we went over last time and all of the new news that we have as well. My chat is super, super tiny on my phone, so I'm trying to read that. Salty Veteran, great to see you. Through Night, great to see you. Sick and Sane, great to see you as well. Salty Veteran says, yeah, keep the mic glued to your lips. That works well. Okay, I'll try to remember to keep the mic right here. Let me get my super chat thing all set up, and then we'll get into it. So give me a couple seconds here. All right, I was just able to get my super chat goal started. Dragon King, how's it going? Dragon King says, hi Void. Have you been playing Arc Raiders at all? Just curious. I haven't been playing anything at all because I just got done moving and I have no internet. The only place I have internet is up at the winery, which is a couple hundred yards from where I'm staying. Look at this outside, guys. You got to see this. Look at this. This is insane. It is an absolute blizzard outside. I mean, keep in mind, I'm in central Tennessee. Look at that. That's crazy. Absolutely insane. It's been doing this on and off all day. It's supposed to get down to 16 degrees, which is just, that's crazy. I mean, it's not like anything terrible for me because, well, I come from Chicagoland area, and up there, man, we get some, talk about cold, talk about snow, lake effect, all of that. Really coming down though. But Dragon King, to answer your question, no, I've not been playing Arc Raiders because I haven't been playing anything. I'm waiting to get my internet installed. Once I can get my fiber all set up, I'll be good to go. Um, Not really much I can do until then, unfortunately. They were supposed to come out and install it today. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's happening. This whole place shuts down when it even gets close to freezing. It's crazy. If there's any amount of snow, I mean, it's coming down even more than I just showed you guys. It's wild out there. I'm hoping to check it out sometime here soon. I'll probably do a stream on it and do some videos or something like that at some point. I have no idea when. I have so much to catch up on in PAX Day. I have the city to build, which Templar's been helping with that. All the clan members, all the other Blood Brothers, thank you guys so much for helping to get those materials collected so we can get Bloodhaven built on Bloodhaven Island in Dolavan. A lot of work to do there. It's a process. We have so much to do. At least we have the guild bank now, so we can start to get things nice and organized. But people have really been rallying. I've only been gone for about a week, but people have been rallying. They've been helping each other out, and the officers have really stepped up. So thank you to everyone who was promoted to officer, both in the community and in game. Really appreciate you guys for stepping up and helping to run the events and things like that and keep stuff fluid in my absence. I know I haven't been gone that long, but hopefully soon I can come back. Salty Veteran. Hold on, it's super tiny. I gotta read this. Salty Veteran, super chat, massive super chat. Hold on, I gotta hit the heart on this. There we go. It let me click it. He says, for the love of all things holy, get a microphone. Here's $50 for a microphone. I have a studio mic. How am I supposed to hook it up to my phone? I'm literally on my cell phone. Like, I'm holding my cell phone using Stream Elements, which is the service that I use for streaming. This is all I can hook up, man. Do they make something that you can plug into your phone? Cat died. How's it going, man? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they have something that I don't know about that you can just hook up to your phone, but couple days, I'm hoping a couple days we'll have everything all sorted. I'll have internet. I have a studio microphone. I have a whole studio setup. I just can't use it. It's just sitting there. But the fiber that I'm supposed to get hopefully will be pretty good. I'm using the Wi-Fi up at the winery right now, and it has the same internet that I'm going to have back at home. So we should hopefully be all set up here pretty soon. Sorry about the glare on my glasses. It's bright. Oh my gosh, I gotta show you guys this again. This is crazy. Look at this. It doesn't really pick it up that well on the camera, but you can hardly see that tree line with the naked eye over there. And that's, I don't know, 50 yards? It's not that far away. 50, 75 yards, something like that. It's really not that far away. Yeah, it's like 50 yards away. But it is coming down. Cat died, great to see you. All right, guys, let's get into the news, because last time I tried to do a stream from my phone, and it got all scuffed up. So I'm hoping that this one goes a little bit better. We have a lot to cover. We have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of news. Sorry about the camera movement. I literally have to hold it with my hand. There's nothing I can do about it, guys. But we got a lot of stuff to go over. Last time we talked a little bit about being able to build in Lyonesse and things like that, but my stream got cut into 2 different streams. It got all messed up. So I'm hoping that this one goes a little more smoothly. So share it around, because I don't think a lot of people have found this stream yet. But Salty Veteran, thank you so much for the huge super chat, man. And the first out of 5 super chat towards our super chat goal. We should hopefully be able to get a normal stream in now, though. Templar, great to see you. Fizzy, great to see you. My chat is tiny on my phone to the point where I almost can't read it. And on my little tablet thing here, I can see the chat when I tab over to it, but I'm going to have to go to read the news. So I may miss some chat. I'll try and go back and forth between them. Just bear with me. It's going to be kind of a couple weird streams until I get my internet sorted out. But Templar says, at least you were driving with trailer during the storm, or at least you were driving with the trailer during the storm. You mean that I wasn't driving with the trailer during the storm? They closed down the mountain pass. I heard they close that down whenever it gets like this. I mean, to me, this is like nothing, but it's crazy that it's in Tennessee. Fizzy, great to see you. Send some of that snow to VA. You want some of the snow? All right, let me pop over. There was a couple articles that were published by Mainframe. A lot of chatter going on. There's a lot of things that we need to get into PAX Day that people are growing impatient waiting for it. And keep in mind, we are always going to have honest discussions here on the channel. I'm never going to BS you guys. We're always going to tell it how it is, and we're always going to be honest in all things. I want to have open discussion. It's the reason why we do this live. If I didn't care about it, I would just record a video, put my opinion out there, and be done with it. But these are done live for a reason. So if you guys are new here, don't be shy. Hop into chat. I'm going to do my best to keep up with chat, but again, weird circumstances. But I'm going to try to keep up with all the chat. Tom, welcome into the stream. He says, hello, Blood Brothers. Hope you're doing great, Tom. Tom, did you see the snow at the beginning? It's freaking coming down, man. Fizzy says, love snow, originally from upstate New York. I like snow too. I just don't like the bitter cold. You know, you can get a good amount of snow and just have it be like around freezing. But once it starts to get just absolutely brutal on the temperature side, I don't know. That's when it starts to become an issue. Tom says, no, I missed the snow. All right, I'll show the snow one more time, and then we're going to get into the news. There you go. Let me switch my camera around. There you go. It calmed down a little bit, but it is absolutely coming down, man. All right. Without further ado, huge shout out to all my channel members. Really appreciate you guys. Without you, none of this is possible. One last thing. If you guys are looking for a great community, join Cheeky Buggers United. I don't think the commands are working right now. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I'm not positive, but !website will get you a link over our website, which is currently down. So applications are currently on pause. I'm working on making a new website currently. The reason it's down is because I self-host everything. So on the website, all that stuff, that's hosted on a server rack that I have. But I'm going to be switching over to a new service soon that's going to have everything we need all right in one place. It's going to be nice and clean for you guys. It's going to have our wiki and all of our lore. It's going to take a while to get implemented though, but !website will normally take you over to www.cheekybugger.net. And if you guys want to join our Discord because you want to join the Fellowship of the Free Cities, or you would like to join the Order of the Blood Brothers, again, all those applications are on pause currently, but go over to our Discord, hang out over there, get to know people. One of the best communities you will ever meet. We vet and verify every single person who joins, who wants to become a verified member. It's an open Discord, so anybody can come and just join the Discord. But if you'd like to become a verified member, get instant access to all of our private servers, to all of our clans, guilds, orgs across a litany of games, we're a community first and foremost. We do our best to keep the place fun and engaging for every person who joins, every member. And we love hosting events, all kinds of fun stuff. We work together to do dungeons and everything you'd imagine a clan would be doing. But being a community, it really is a unique thing because we're able to have allies who are verified members and come and play other games with us. So get the verified status if you're wanting to. You can join. We have a Minecraft server that'll be coming back up once I get my internet all sorted out and stuff with our own custom mod pack. We host a variety of different servers for a litany of different games. So if that sounds good to you guys, come on over to the Discord, hang out with us, join the Cheeky Buggers United, join the Order of the Blood Brothers. All right, the last post that they put out, well, it's not the last one anymore, but plot management changes. So again, we tried to go over this in the last video. I renamed the last one to like scuffed or something because it got all chopped up. Templar says, yeah, I love just going out in my car at 5 a.m. in January when it's minus 25 out. There's no way you enjoy doing that. You're joking. So this one was 5 days ago, and this was some of the upcoming plot changes. Now remember, we have to take Mainframe at face value when they tell us things. We have no reason to think otherwise. I can only give the news based on the information that they provide to us. We can theory craft and think about other things that may happen or how things may change. That's all theory craft though. We have to base things on facts, right? I'm always gonna tell it to you guys straight. We're gonna have to talk about hard things at times. One of the biggest things right now is not having permissions. We've had a couple people who we had a conversation. I had a conversation with the community, and I told people. Kaylee says I'm very quiet. There's nothing I can do about it, Kaylee. Unfortunately, you gotta just max out the volume. I'm talking into this tiny little microphone thing. It's all I got. It's all maxed out. But I just had a conversation with the community, letting them know I understand that the game is not in the best state. The game has a lot of problems. It's missing permissions. And that causes some people to have problems working with their friends and family to be able to basically produce anything on their property. I mean, you'd think with the game going 1.0, we would have a permission system in place. It's really nowhere in sight. Like, when are we going to get this? We have no idea. It's probably going to be a very long time if I had to guess. These are the things that I'm talking about. We have to talk about the hard things sometimes, and I'm never going to shy away from that. I'm not a shill. I'm here to not sell you anything. I'm here to bring you the news and have open, honest discussions about it. So they started off by saying, hello, Paxians. In the upcoming content update, verse 5, you will finally be able to build in Lyonesse. We built in Lyonesse once before. We were able to actually go into Lyonesse, put down a plot, and start building out there. I think it was like verse 2 or 3. It was at the end. They did it for like a week. And I think it was a test leading up to this. The PvP province, so under certain conditions. Now, again, we don't really know what these conditions are. I'm hoping that these aren't too restrictive, but from what we know so far, you're going to be able to build in Lyonesse if you turn your clan into a house, into that feudalistic alliance, and then you claim territory out there. It's going to open you up for PvP. That's everywhere. That's what they've said. So once you go and claim land there, then you'll be able to be PvP'd even in the home valleys. Really, really interesting concept. We were actually talking about this, I think it was last night or the night before. I was chatting with some people on Discord in a Discord call about this, but it's a very interesting take. I don't know how it's going to work out because there's a lot of role players, there's a lot of PvE players, so we'll have to see how that happens. Blimpy, how's it going? I am missing it. No, you're not. You're here, man. You're here. You're not missing anything, buddy. Welcome to the stream. And also, welcome in, Kaylee. Welcome all the new people. There's a bunch of people joining right now. Great to have you guys here. I know it's a little bit different stream than I normally do, but I'm making do with what I have. I got this tiny microphone and a phone and a tablet, so we're making do. They say stay tuned as we'll soon have more details to share. In anticipation of this new feature, we're working on quite a few changes to plot management, and they're going to get into that. We're gonna chat about this, and I know we talked about it last time, and you guys probably had already read through this as well, but let me know in chat what you think about these different changes and these implementations that are coming up. They say, let's have a look at the new ways you'll soon be able to expand your gameplay experience and secure more plots. So the first point here is earn a plot with grace. You're going to be able to get a single plot by using grace. I love this feature. I think this is great, and I'm happy to see this implemented in the game because it's truly going to make the game more accessible. I'm always a fan of games being as accessible as possible, not just money-wise, but also in terms of what people enjoy doing in games. I'm a big proponent for, I love private servers because it allows people to play a game the way that they want to. But this just makes the game more accessible. It's why we've been giving away keys on the Discord, here on the channel. We do a bunch of giveaways. We give away a bunch of keys. If anyone's looking for a key, I normally give away keys here live on stream, but I don't have access to my key log because well, I don't have internet. And I could probably get it. It's on my PC, and I can turn my PC on. I just don't have internet on it. But I like giving away copies of the game so people can save some money, and maybe they couldn't normally afford it. So I like when the game is accessible, and this is going to help make the game accessible to more people because you really do need it. You need access to a plot in order to properly play the game. You're not going to be able to repair or craft things or really do much without a plot other than run around and fight things and maybe trade or be a mercenary or something like that. So I'm happy that they're going to be allowing people to get a plot with grace. Let me know what you guys think about the whole getting a plot with grace. But this is what they have to say about it. We've heard your feedback loud and clear. You want to be able to earn a plot through gameplay, not only via memberships. With the next patch, now again, it's a little deceiving because they say with the next patch we'll be deploying in the next coming days on Arcadia, the public test shard, and before the end of November on all live shards. So hopefully it's going active on Arcadia. Maybe it's already active on there. I'll have to check the patch notes for the test server to see. But it's going to be going on there, and then by the end of November, live to all shards. We're giving all players the ability to claim and maintain one plot using the in-game currency Grace. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure most people here know, but for those of you who don't know, Grace is obtainable by a daily login, and if you have a premium membership, which is included with a subscription, and you can get it separate with its own subscription. It's like $4, $4 or $5, something like that. You can get 50% more grace from your daily login bonus, and you can get 50% more grace from your gold. You take gold that you get from doing dungeons, killing bosses and mobs, and pretty much anything that's a humanoid will drop gold. You then can convert that into grace. You can only really buy so much grace per day. Blimpy says, oh, you had to go break up some cat bullying. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying, it's super tiny for me to read. I thought you were saying that I'm breaking up. My connection should be okay, but you had to go break up a cat fight? Oh, no. But yeah, so this is going to be a good change, I think. It's going to allow more people to be able to have property. That was my thumb that just cracked. I don't know if you heard that. Let's see. Let me scroll down here. They have a picture. It says, choose a plot, auto-renew active. So for these plots, for the grace plots, auto-renew is not going to be a thing. There's not going to be auto-renew. Luna picks on her little sister. Oh, no. Go break them up. So they say, here's how it works. Earn grace through daily login rewards and gold offerings, which we know about. We remind you that grace is region locked. Spend 400 grace, which we were just talking about this too. 400 grace is like nothing. You can get enough gold to get 400 grace so easily, so fast. So it's kind of cheap in my opinion, which is a good thing, but they might go up. We were just chatting about that. It's probably going to get more expensive, right? But 400 grace to claim one grace plot, which is valid for 1 month. And you can only have one grace plot at a time. Auto renewal is disabled for grace plots, and they say why a little bit down below. They say, however, you can spend an additional 400 grace to extend your grace plot if its remaining duration is less than 1 month. So basically, you can preload 2 months onto these grace plots by using 800 grace, which again that's not a lot of grace, especially to get 2 months of a plot. Blimpy says, I really need to put daily gold making into the schedule. Oh, yeah, and then spending some on grace because, again, every day it resets. Mostly ignore that, so much to do. Yeah, there's always a lot to do. Mostly because it's so damn grindy, huh? You can also use a token to extend its duration. In that case, once the first month of your plot acquired with grace is over, it'll become a standard plot. So you can convert these. You can take your grace plot and then use a token on it. Once the grace period is over, the grace period from purchasing it with grace, once that ends, that month, it'll then turn into a normal plot, allowing you to buy another grace plot, because you can only have one grace plot at a time, but that plot will now become a standard plot. Blimpy says, so much chop chop. Yeah. Belloc, welcome in. He says, Grindy does not even begin to explain the amount of grind in PAX. There are grindy games and then there is PAX Day. I agree 110%. I've been here since the alphas and it's gotten less grindy. Oh man, but it is one hell of a grindy game, that is for sure. But it's great to have you here. Welcome in. If you guys are not yet subscribed, please consider clicking that subscribe button. Normally I have a thing up in the top corner that shows you my subscriber goal and all kinds of stuff. I don't normally do these from my phone, so this is unusual. I'm waiting on my internet to get installed here at my new house. But great to have you here. Click that subscribe button if you guys want to stay up to date on all things PAX Day. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been following the development of PAX Day. So let's see here. If you don't own a grace plot, you can also extend the duration of an existing plot with grace. This plot will then function as a grace plot, no auto renew, and you cannot claim another fresh grace plot. So again, it comes down to you can only have one grace plot. You can purchase the grace plot and extend it with a token, or you can purchase a plot with a token and extend it with grace. Once it starts using the grace time, that's when it will be converted into a grace plot. So that being said, let's see what else they have to say here. This new option is designed to give everyone a fair and sustainable way to secure land simply by playing the game, which I think is great, while allowing us to clean up unused plots, preventing the game world from filling up with abandoned plots, and ensuring that there's always space for new players. Now again, I don't really think that this is going to alleviate the problem of just dead plots or empty plots or ghost towns, because if somebody wants to pay a subscription for 100 plots, it's going to be a ghost town if there's no one there to play in that town, right? So there will still be ghost plots, but with the grace in particular, those will get cleaned up. Bellex says, especially for metal workers, I'm level 16 and 17 for armor and weaponsmithing, and the entire kiln's worth of ingots gives me about 8 attempts at something to level. I know, it's crazy. I've been talking about that for a long, long time. And that's my main problem with PvP being the main end game. Mainframe have said for a while now that PvP is the main end game. It's going to be an extraction style game where you push your luck in Lyonesse to stay there longer and longer to try and get more and more reward or extract and take with what you have. There's going to be a lot of systems that center around PvP and that are going to affect the entire world around you based on PvP. I think the barrier is too high. The barrier of entry is too high for PvP right now when you lose everything. It's so detrimental for smaller groups to lose that armor, because look, you're saying, it took you that long to get to 16 and 17. Let's say you make finally a piece of steel armor or a set of steel armor and you die and lose it. It's really, really harsh. It's hard to replace that stuff. It's going to take you hundreds of hours. And then the enchanting alone, when I first tested the enchanting, it took me 12 hours using grace to increase my yields of collecting and my chance of increasing my success rate. It took me 12 hours to have enough resources, and I just did this straight. And this was before there were actually active people there, so it wasn't that, contested, to have one attempt at enchanting one piece of gear. Now imagine you spent all of that time to enchant your whole set of steel armor, your best armor. Now you could argue you're not really going to be taking that to PvP, but that's a whole conversation on its own. I mean, it's just the barrier to entry for PvP is so high. You look at every other game that has PvP, and it's either like not that hard to acquire the stuff. It's going to be difficult, or once you grind out the levels to replace your gear is not that bad, but PAX Day is a whole other level. Blimpy says, yeah, I also didn't understand how they thought this would alleviate unused plots, the opposite of anything. Well, I mean, there's going to be a lot more plots that are going to be purchased with grace, but again, there's no auto renew feature, so they will eventually go away. And we've seen a slight decline in the active player base of PAX Day. This is normal. This has happened every single verse, every single patch in the past, and I've been there for every single one of them, leading one of the biggest clans, biggest communities in PAX Day, and it happens every single time. The players will spike, and then it will slowly taper down. Hopefully it doesn't go down too far, because that could be detrimental for the game, but it used to go down to the hundreds. Right now we're still in the thousands, and it's dipping down though, so it's going to be interesting to see where it stabilizes before they can actually get us some real content into the game. Jessica, how's it going? Welcome in. Jessica says, Albion Online. The chat is so tiny on my phone, guys. I'm trying to read this. We must have the normal chest and normal boring easy to make armor to grab and go PvP. You don't wear your good stuff. Well, the problem there is that people are going to wear their good stuff, and then you really don't stand a chance because you are what you wear in PAX Day for the most part. You do have skill levels and stuff, and there's a whole conversation to be had there. Some people are for it and some are against it. I respect your opinion and everyone else's opinion, and I think that we need to be vocal on those opinions, and that's what this space is for. So I'm not here to tell anyone they're wrong or anything like that. I just want to have open discussion. I have my own points of view, but I'm just one person, I talk to a lot of people, and that's kind of the consensus from the greater community, but I love hearing different points of view on it. Blimpy says armor and weapon leveling is slow. Yeah, I mean, everything's slow. Pretty much every single thing is slow. It's really not ready for 1.0 if you ask me, and the vast majority of people have said the same thing that I've talked to. Blimpy says makes it hard to switch types. Yeah, it definitely does, but that's why you kind of have to lean into what you think you're going to like the most, and if you don't like it, well, you got to switch and start over again. But Jessica, in Albion Online, those high-end sets of armor really aren't all that hard to replace, I don't think. I haven't played too much Albion, but I did play a little bit, and I remember being able to just go get another crafted set. Now, I'm sure there are more rare things that people don't take out there for sure, and that's how it was in the previous verses of PAX Day. We just wouldn't take out the magnificent leather pauldrons and things like that, but they've kind of done away with a lot of those, and they've transitioned over to spells being on a lot of the different gear. But definitely, I think people are going to be wearing the standard gear when they go out there for the most part, especially in large numbers. If you have 10 people and someone else has 5, it doesn't matter if they're wearing the best gear, I don't think. We're going to be testing these things and finding out what the break-even point is for a lot of this stuff, but it's really hard to tell right now, to be honest. So they say the reason that they're not offering auto-renew for Grace is simply that as an earned currency, many players will also be using Grace in gameplay for miracles and things like that, and blessings and whatnot, because, we do use the Grace quite often. And so there's no guarantee of Grace being available when it's time to renew a plot. As such, it would be misleading to offer the option for auto-renew for the plot. We are thus offering you the option to extend the plot for 2 months in advance, which will make it easy to secure your plot as you play. I'm going to go back over and check the chat and super chats over on YouTube really quick. So I'm going to tab over. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Nope, looks like it's all up to date there still. We're at 1 out of 5 towards our super chat goal. Wrestling, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. All right, let's scroll down a bit here. They say notes. To make it easy for everybody to try it out, all existing players are going to receive 300 Grace. This next part that we're going to talk about, I see it being a loophole. There's a lot of things that can be loopholes in this game, unfortunately. So we're all going to get 300 Grace once they release it to all of the live shards. But here's the interesting part. Moving forward, oh, there's a fly in here. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Moving forward, all new players will receive 100 Grace with their first login. I don't know if this means per character or if this means per account for your first character, your very first login. I'd like to think that it's that, your first login on your first character. If it's your first login on a character, it's rewarding people for abusing the system by making alts. Picture this. You make a new alt. You go and harvest stuff with your Grace because you get 100 Grace. Then you delete the character and you make a new one. And you go do the same thing again. So hopefully that's not the case, but we'll see once we get it live and in our hands. This fly is going to bother the crap out of me. All right. Upcoming buying plot tokens. Additionally, we plan to introduce the ability to purchase plot tokens individually in the game shop in the near future at the price of $4.99 per token. Some bundle offers will be available to get discounts, most likely. You'd be able to purchase, bundles of tokens. Jessica says Grace is shared on your alts on the same server. Is that how it is now? Because it used to be character specific. I only play with one character, so I don't really know. But is it so it's account wide per shard now? That's how it is? Because if so, that's better, I think, honestly. Okay, all of your alts and main have the same Grace. Perfect. Well, that's good then. So they can't. Well, people won't be able to abuse that if that's not a loophole. Then that's good. That's good to hear. I only play one character, so I haven't kept on it. But it used to be different. It used to be every character had their own Grace. I don't remember them switching that over, but I'll take your word on that, and I'll test it too. But thanks for letting us know that. Blimpy says, I will send Sir Winston, the incredible fly vanquisher, to help you. I appreciate that. Jessica says, I only play one too, but have to check markets. Oh, I see. So you have like different characters in different areas to check the markets and stuff. Gotcha. So $4.99 per plot token. Presumably that means that you're going to be able to have as many plots as you want. And you'll be able to just stock up on these tokens and have them ready to go. You'll be able to have your auto renew on for all of your plots and have your cities secured for as long as you want. And I think that's a great option, honestly, because if you want to have an account that is like holding the city or something like that, you could just put all the plots down, buy a bunch of tokens, and eventually we'll be able to gift those tokens, I think, and we'll be able to transfer plots. So we'll be able to get all of our stuff nice and organized. But again, we need permissions. We've needed permissions from day one. We've really been talking about that. Blimpy says, oh really? I have a plot alt and I have been logging in for Daily Grace. Maybe it's not been working how I thought. What do you mean? What were you thinking was going to happen there? You thought it was separate, Blimpy, the Grace? Let's see here. These offers are designed for players who prefer not to commit to a subscription. That's true too. So some people, they don't like subscriptions. They'd rather just make an upfront purchase of X amount of tokens and not have their card on file for like auto renew and stuff like that. This is going to be for those people. Let's see, as well as those who want to expand their domain significantly to share it with friends, clan members, or allies. So again, you're going to be able to buy a lot of plots coming up really soon. You're going to be able to just have tons of plots. I think right now you can have 4, 5, 6, 7. I think you can have 7 right now because you can buy each subscription. I don't know if that gives you 3 months of premium. Can someone confirm or deny if that gives you 3 months of premium purchasing each one of the subscription packages right now? I'm really curious if it does. One of the other features, and one of the last ones on this announcement, again from 5 days ago, is upcoming transfer plot ownership. They say, finally, we're also developing a system that will allow players to transfer plot ownership to another player. This feature won't be part of verse 5, but it's planned to follow soon afterwards. So verse 5 is going to happen. And then we're going to have, that's supposed to come, I think they said sometime before the end of the year. They're hoping. Some of these things might get pushed back. We don't know. But they say, we're excited about these new features and think that they will enhance your gameplay experience. As usual, we are keen to hear your feedback and upcoming plans in the dedicated thread, and they have a link to it. I did a stream on this before. They have filtered and deleted people's feedback in the feedback channel, yet they say that they want your feedback. I don't know. I think their moderation on the official Discord is terrible. I'm just going to tell you how it is. I mean, there's a lot of toxicity that happens over there. Shoo fly. This flies landed on my phone. Go over there, make your voice heard, use the in-game report feature to put in bugs and things like that, or things that you think need to get fixed. But that is that whole announcement there. The next one has some more features. Let's switch over there really quick. And again, if you guys want to chat about any of those things, listen, my thumb's going to crack. Oh. Let me see if I missed any chat. Jessica says, no way to see how many months of premium you have. So I'm wondering if maybe at the end of your first month of premium, if you still have it, it's kind of an indication that your premium is carrying over from all the other plots or the other subscriptions. I think that's probably the only way we can really tell, right? Templar says, did you put any other message up above? Templar says they want their feedback. They want their feedback. Oh, you're saying they want feedback? I don't know. So we did a stream with Cat Died, Hughes from the Knights Templar. He personally had his feedback deleted. They just deleted it. I have no idea. It wasn't like anything super, I think it was critical, but it wasn't like anything super harsh. They just deleted it. I've heard that from like, I want to say 3 or 4 or 5 people now have told me that the same thing has happened to them. Mainframe, what's up with that? You say you want feedback. They want their feedback. Oh, like praise them. I gotcha. This next one was posted 3 days ago. Work in progress, upcoming small features and fixes. So we're going to go through this one as well. Cat Died, how's it going? There he is. I mean, I've heard it from several people. It's not just you, right? And it's like, how many times can it happen before we know that it's happening, you know, because someone could just hate mainframe and be like, oh yeah, they deleted my feedback. But once it starts happening to so many people, it's kind of confirmed, you know. If it smells like shit, looks like shit, must be shit, right? So I think they're actually deleting some feedback that they don't like. I know it's hard to hear sometimes, but we're going to talk about the hard things. I'm not just gonna brush over them. I'm always going to tell you guys the truth. And if you're looking for rainbows and butterflies, this is not the place. We're here to talk facts. We're here to have open, honest discussions about things because I want to hear from you guys. Let me check my studio really quick, make sure everything's going good on here. Yep, everything looks good. It says I have excellent connection, so this should be working pretty good. Going for 45 minutes already almost. Okay, let's read this next article here and see what else is in the works. They say it's informative. Hello, Paxians. Before sharing more details on the essential features of the upcoming verse 5, we want to let you know about some of the smaller but essential features and fixes we are also working on. Scroll up a little here. Adding party members' visibility on the compass. Oh, one other thing. They have a poll going on right now under, I think it's the announcements section on the official PAX Day Discord. If you're over there and you want to, they're letting you pick 5 things that are most important to you. So you can go over there and pick 5 of the letters. I think they're letters or numbers or something down below. Unfortunately, there's no permissions on there. There's a lot of things that we'd like to see on that list that aren't there. But make sure you go over there and vote so you can make your voice heard. This fly is really going to piss me off. Get off my phone, fly. Nico, how's it going? Nico Fluffbread says, Fact, I started posting my comments on Reddit once they deleted my feedback on the official feedback Discord thread, so they did it to you too. So it's like the 6th person now who I've heard that's happened to. It's just crazy. Like, why would you say you want feedback? They do a lot of shady stuff, right? I'm not here to shill for mainframe or anything. I'm just going to tell it how it is. So if you're a mainframe fanboy, you're probably going to take offense to that, but they do some shady stuff. They say they want to be transparent. Where's the transparency? Hey, get out of here, fly. Where's the transparency? A lot of the stuff they say, and I've talked about this for a long time. You can go back and check all my other streams. Some of the stuff is sketchy. Salty Veteran says, Blimpy Boy, yeah, it is. I'd rather pull my toenails out with pliers and then soak my feet in hydrogen peroxide bath than ever do armor again. That's saying something. When a feature of a game is that bad that you would rather do that than engage with it, what does that say about the game? I'm just going to leave that at that. Salty Veteran says, Fluffbread, love you, Rastlin. Okay, so this is the things that are small upcoming stuff that they're working on that they wanted us to know about. I'm going to grab a quick drink of water. 1 second. The air just turned off in here too, so it might be quieter. You might be able to hear me a little better. Adding party members' visibility on the compass. That's a nice to have thing. I don't think it's an essential system. I don't think that it would have been holding back from 1.0, but it's a nice to have. Adding gold round robin to party members by default. Thank you. That is an essential feature. They're saying they're setting it by default. Does that mean we're going to be getting other options? I would like to have a full-fledged MMO style loot system in the game. Right now, we don't have loot permissions, just like we don't have plot permissions. It'd be very, very nice to be able to pick master loot, round robin, need before greed, all kinds of different things like that, and then even be able to assign the master loot person. So even if I'm party leader, and let's say Rastlin is, I want him to be the loot master, he'd be the only one who'd be able to loot things. And then the gold, you could set it to default and it would be distributed to everybody equally. That would be like a given. But I'd like to be able to have more control over these things so that way we can better manage our clans and our group runs and things like that. I was just chatting with someone about this last night, and it's very frustrating to have to spend so much of our time and energy just trying to manage and micromanage all the systems of the game that we don't yet have and having to find workarounds for it. It's very, very frustrating, and it takes a whole hell of a lot of your energy. Let's catch up on a little bit of chat here. Blimpy says, oh my God, what if Mainframe sent that fly? I don't think so. That'd be a long way for a fly to come over to America. Kaylee says, it says a salty veteran shouldn't be doing armor. Nico says, I love you too, bud. It was great seeing you in that place with all the shiny loot today. Yes, sir, he says. Bellex says, I want them to fix crafting bug where you fail very easy 4 to 5 times in a row. That has been a big one. I have heard that from several people as well. You should not be failing those things. Damn fly. You should not be failing those things like that. It's on my hat. Look at him up there. Get off of me. Happy birthday to the Marine Corps, by the way. Semper Fi to all you guys out there. But yeah, you should not be failing 4 to 5 times in a row. That shouldn't be a thing. What else are we getting? We will add party settings for this later. No ETA. Hashtag SoonTM. I normally start a timer for hashtag or a counter for hashtag SoonTMs. Changing weapon cooldown so the 20-second cooldown only triggers when appropriate. I don't know what that means. When you switch a weapon, it should trigger it, right? Only triggers when you equip a weapon that is different type from the last one you equipped. Oh, so if you have like multiples on your bar and you switch between them and it's the same type, like a mace to a mace, it will not activate the cooldown. That's interesting. I think it still should. I mean, your original weapon broke. Or you're switching for another reason, but it should still activate, I would think. Equipping an iron mace when your bronze mace breaks won't trigger a cooldown. Equipping bows, tools, and shields won't affect weapon cooldown. I think that's kind of a mistake. I know some people don't like the cooldown. I think it's essential to avoid exploits. I think it should trigger because, I mean, again, this is just my opinion. It's going to be what it's going to be, and it's going to be changed to what they're saying. But I don't mind that cooldown. If your old weapon breaks, I think there should be an animation for you actually pulling out the weapon, you know. Pull out your sword, reach the big thing off your back, whatever it may be. I think that's how it should be, to be honest. And that should come with a cooldown because if you have 2 weapons and they're both equipped, it's going to take you time to pull out the other one. Black Pickle, how's it going? Hitting us with a triple pickle. Can we get some brisket from the channel members? Let's get some brisket in chat. I got brisket from Buc-ee's. Oh man, is it good. You'd never think that gas station brisket would be good. They pull that out and they go, fresh brisket, and they chop it up. It's awesome. Great to see a pickle, though. Thank you, Salty, for the triple brisket. Appreciate you. All right, let's see. Adding / commands for switching chat channels. I think that stuff already should have been in the game. This is basic stuff that should have already been in the game. Inviting and managing members of parties and clans, as well as performing emotes, again, should all already be in the game. Torches and lanterns should come back. You guys know that I love my lanterns. We do a lantern lighting ceremony for the Hollow Aegis. It's a supernatural hunting group that we run, and we like to do our lantern lighting ceremony. It's a lot of fun. So hopefully we get our torches and lanterns back. They said that they removed it for a bug. I'm not sure. Salty says, Buc-ee's isn't considered a gas station in my opinion. I guess, yeah, they got all kinds of stuff there. So I guess calling it a gas station is probably a stretch, but I mean, it technically is. They sell gas, right? Blimpy says, was near the brisket place today, but it was -2 degrees Celsius. Not ideal for sitting out at their tables. Oh yeah, I would imagine not. It's pretty cold here, but it's not that cold. Trying to think of how cold. It's supposed to get down to 16 actually, so yeah, it actually will be that cold. So torches and lanterns should come back. Making some crafting components slightly faster to craft at first and very fast to craft as you approach mastery in the recipes. That's interesting. So based on your skill level, you'll be able to craft things faster. Now, this is one of those things too. They said that they don't want people just spending all day in front of a crafting table then they changed, supposedly they changed the crafting times. They did make some of the stuff faster. We still spend all day in front of the crafting tables. So hopefully as your skill increases now, you're going to be able to craft things a little bit faster. I'm going to scroll down. Making some plants larger so they can be more easily spotted. Strawberries, blueberries, cotton, and more. This was interesting. The stinkhorns and the skull caps, they have changed the size of those so many times now. They'll make them huge, and there's like these giant mushrooms. Then they'll make them tiny, and they're super hard to see again, and everything in between. They've changed it so many times now, so apparently they're still balancing the size of those. What else do we have? Update all NPCs and animal loot tables, fixing a lot of the loot drops and replacing old common drops. Also updates to hide drops from skinning. Updates the hunter's blessing to yield bonus raw materials such as antlers, wool, etc. That's pretty cool. That's a nice quality of life thing. New building pieces, decorations, and signs. What do you think we're going to get with that? Let's read a little bit of chat here. Jessica says, you spend 10 hours mining and 5 minutes at a crafting table? Well, no, I mean, I'm talking to refine all that stuff takes a long, long time. And to make my potions, I'll spend so much time. I don't know how it is for all of the different professions, but like to make potions, I think jewelry, some of these things, you spend so long just sitting there waiting for these things to craft. And the furnaces can take a while too, but that's not really crafting. That's like, those are the production tables and stuff. So I don't really consider those in the same vein. Blimpy says, so I won't take 15 minutes to craft an inventory worth of linseed oil. Exactly, that's my point. It's like, all right, I'm going to set my character to make linseed oil, go make dinner, come back a half hour later, and my stuff will be done, you know? Templar says, I'm still going to run back and forth a million times while making mortar because you got to have so much water. Yeah, that's true. I think the water is just such a weird thing. Like, I understand why it's there, but it just ends up with you needing 15 wells on your property. It's like they're trying to push people towards having a whole plot dedicated to wells to be able to have water, to be able to do this stuff, because potions take a lot of water as well. You still sit in front of the bench for half the day? Exactly. Blimpy says, I just hope they change the icons for all the food. Just kidding. Oh my gosh. They have changed that stuff so many times now. It's crazy. So we're going to be getting new build pieces. So maybe we're all going to have to build our cities again when we get more cool build pieces again. Building's one of the best things to do in the game. So Turnock says, I have 2 hours worth of wrought iron sheets to make, then use them all up in less than 10 minutes and get maybe a quarter level. And you can't salvage them. So you just have all of this stuff that's useless now, because who the hell is going to want to buy all of, once you move on to the next tier, no one's really going to want the old stuff anymore. My bot is working. It just said head over to Tangia. Yeah, if you guys want to interact with Tangia, I don't know how that works with me being on my phone. I don't have the overlay up, so it probably won't function. Blimpy says brutal. Tronox, great to have you here, man. What else are we getting? So new build pieces and decorations. Hopefully we get some seasonal decorations. We've been wanting those for a while. They wanted us to put on a Halloween event, which I would have done, the Festival of Realms for Halloween, if I had internet, if I didn't go through this move. It was just bad timing. But we don't have pumpkins, we don't have decorations, we don't have scarecrows, we don't have a lot of things that just liven up the world a lot. So hopefully with this, that's what they're talking about. But all of this is #SoonTM. We have no idea when any of this is going to be implemented. Balancing XP modifiers of recipes to encourage crafters to craft a variety of recipes when leveling. What does that mean? Balancing XP modifiers of recipes. Does that mean that it's going to be changing the amount of XP you're getting based on how many times you craft something? Because there's always going to be something that will be the best bang for the buck. It takes the least amount of material and gives you the most XP. So I'm not really sure what they mean by that, unless they're going to make dynamic XP. The more you craft something, the less you get, which that'd be kind of cool, actually. Update to all mining and woodcutting yields. Hopefully that means we get more. Hopefully it means we get more. Jessica says, you craft 40,000 knives for weaponsmithing because it takes 4 ingots versus 15 for a real weapon/tool. Right. Yeah, I mean, you're making, so maybe they're going to balance those, make the weapons and stuff give you more. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Blimpy says, yeah, Tangia just has error about no overlay. Oh, okay. It's because I don't have the overlay. It's because I'm on my phone. The overlay is all set up on my PC. So they're going to balance some XP modifiers, update all the mining and woodcutting yields. Combat balance passes for equipment, spells, and NPC encounters. This one's interesting. This could have a big impact on dungeons and POIs. It really could. Blimpy says, don't worry, Jessica, they'll make the knives take more. Oh, no. That's the opposite of what we want. Combat balance passes. They've done so many combat balance passes now. I'm surprised they're still doing it. I mean, the combat is definitely not perfect, but we're 1.0 now, and they're still making these big changes to combat. Is kind of interesting. It's like we're on like the third or fourth iteration now. Ability to repair equipment at multiple crafting benches. I think they had mentioned somewhere too that they want to be able to repair your stuff with a consumable. So not only just at a crafting table, you'll be able to have the blacksmiths or the weaponsmiths make the repair kits, and then hopefully you'll be able to use those repair kits to repair on the fly. So maybe you won't need, speaking of fly, he's right down here. Maybe you won't need 15, can this fly just bugger off? Maybe you won't need to make 15 weapons to go into a dungeon anymore. Let's see what else they say. Oh, this is the end of this article here. All of this should be part of the next upcoming content updates and be in game before the end of the year. The list is obviously not exhaustive. More details will be shared at a later date. Eager to test these changes, they're saying you can go onto their public test shard to try these things out. But again, it's such a big investment and it costs you real money to be on the test shard that I think that server's pretty much dead. I think there's like 5 clans on there with like 2 people each. No one plays over there. I would assume that there's the chance that server will get wiped, even though they're saying it's persistent. We just don't know. I'm gonna go back to their news page here, and I want to see if there's anything else. We had the patch notes for verse 4, which I think this is kind of old now at this point, but I'm gonna pull it up just to have a look at it. Yeah, this is all old changes. I believe we've talked about this stuff before. It has a lot of fixes, some NPC changes, some world alterations, and things like that. They fixed an issue where Microsoft Game Pass players would see a different price for subscription in the in-game shop versus the payment shop. Fix numerous crashes and things like that. These patch notes are, these ones are only 5 days old, so they're not that old, but see if there's anything else of note in here. RP clothing now grant XP when crafted. That was a problem. People were making these RP clothes and they weren't actually giving them any XP. They removed plum trees. Fix an issue where goats would not appear in all of the home valleys. Fix an issue where inquisitors affected by a healing spell couldn't be looted. That's what it was. That's what was making them unlootable, I think. There was something that was causing it when NPCs would die that they weren't actually lootable. That's really interesting. Some good changes. What do you guys think about these patch notes? I think the main problem is that this stuff is coming by the end of the year, and then verse 5 is coming after that. So we're talking sometime Q1, hopefully, of next year that we're going to be getting verse 5, and there's not a whole lot in it. I think that's the main problem. We're still missing plot permissions. We're still missing loot permissions, albeit we're going to be getting gold permissions, but we're still not going to have master loot for dungeon runs and things like that. We're still missing a lot of the core systems. Let me see if I can pull up. Wait, I think I can do it on my phone here. Hold on. I'm going to pull up the... Can Can you guys still see me and hear me? I think you can. Yeah, you should be able to. I'm going to pull up the Discord here so we can talk about the different things that you guys can go vote on. So it's on their official Discord under announcements. So we have a litany of different things here, but they say, help us choose what our next priority should be. Up to 5 votes. Master crafting, slash commands, adding a new quality tier for trees, add the proper corrupted animals back into the game, alchemy revamp, baking revamp, charcuterie, butchery, and cooking revamp, combat balances, updates to spells and NPCs overall, faction relics update, fletching revamp, jewel crafting revamp, readable lore book fragments that you can find from loot. That's pretty interesting. Rebalance durability of gear, update caves and their denizens. That's pretty neat. Update the crafting XP, winemaking and brewing revamp. So it's like all this stuff is revamps. There's a lot of revamps on here. And we have normal attacks shouldn't pause, stamina regeneration, and status effect mouse overs. So you have 7 days left. You can choose 5 of these to vote for. I've already gone and voted. So head on over to their official Discord if you guys would like to cast your vote for what you'd like to see them focus on next. I think a lot of those things should have already been in the game. That's an awful lot of revamps for a game that just came out into 1.0. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think about the upcoming patch notes, with the upcoming changes that we know we're getting. Let me know what you think about the timeline. I'm really curious what you guys have to say about the timeline. I think, personally, if it takes too long to get some of these core features into the game, they're going to see a decline, a steady decline in the player base. I think more and more people, they're not going to want to pay a subscription for a game that's not getting the proper content. There's a lot of really good games out there. Don't get me wrong. I love PAX Day. I want to see PAX Day reach its all-time high. I want to see tons of people in PAX Day. I love PAX Day. We all have high, high hopes for it. Mainframe. Can you pull it off? It's taken an awful long time for it being 1.0 to get some of the basic things that we need into the game. But I'd like to end these on a positive note. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, because this stream will become a video. Let me know what's your favorite part of PAX Day. I want to know how much fun you guys have been having, and if you guys want to come and hang out with us in-game with the Order of the Blood Brothers and or the Cheeky Buggers United, come on over to our Discord. Type !Discord in chat. You'll get a link over to the Cheeky Buggers United community Discord server. And if you guys would like to join the Order of the Blood Brothers, you can go to our website. It's down right now, but join the Discord. Hang out over there. We'll get it all sorted soon. I'm going to be spending some time today working on, I'm completely overhauling the website. It's going to be hosted. I'm going between a couple services that I found that are pretty decent, that are all encompassing for everything that we might need for the wiki. Lore and backstories and stuff, that stuff's really important to us. But come and hang out with us. We are on SIF RP. We are located in the province of Caries, and we are in the zone of Dolavan, and we are on Bloodhaven Island. That island, that big island in Dolavan, that's where we're at. So come on out there, hang out with us. That zone's actually full, so if you're a new player, or if you are a new member or new prospective member of the Order of the Blood Brothers and or the Fellowship of the Free Cities, go up into Avon, I think it is, just north of us, and Tremen. Those have plenty of space. You can go and place down your plots. If you go to the southernmost area in Avon, you'll be really close to where we are. We could just jump between the border there, but our zone is actually full, so public service announcement, be careful if you guys are picking up your plots. We have a little bit of chat here that I'm going to catch up on before we wrap things up here today. Blimpy says, I worry that master crafting just leads to breaking high-end items. What do you mean by that? Will people still be here? Oh, are you talking about when the updates come out? Belloc says, if they do not make a significant amount of additions to address these issues, they will lose the people who were loyal. And that's what's been happening. I mean, I run one of the biggest communities and the biggest clans in the game, and I have seen members start their own small clans because of permissions and things like that. We've had a couple husband and wife combos, duos, that they just need proper permissions, and it's too much of a pain in the butt. So on no hard feelings, they're going to ally with us, and whenever we get permissions, maybe they'll come back and join us, but they're still a part of the community. They just need to have proper plot permissions. So it's dividing communities not having these things. But yeah, I've seen once loyal players of the game put it down pretty much for good. Now I'm sure they'll maybe come back and check it out if something big happens, but you have these spikes. It'll peak whenever they put out content, and then it'll fade off when it tapers down. I could care less about additional grunts from the NPCs. Oh, I know, right? Yeah, they're like, oh, the Inquisition now make new grunt noises, and it's like, okay, I can make those noises up in my head. Now, I will say, audio is very important for a good experience. If you have bad audio, you can have a terrible experience, but if you have good audio, I think it goes overlooked. So I do think audio is very important, but we don't need more grunts from NPCs. We need plot permissions. We need loot permissions. We need all kinds of things that are missing from the game that we need to be able to make our own ranks in game. We need to be able to lock our front door to stop trolls from coming and ruining RP events. We need all kinds of stuff like that. Blimpy says, but that might be my D4 experience leaking in. Diablo 4? I never actually played Diablo 4. I heard bad things about it, so I just skipped it. Diablo 2 is my go-to. Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, those are really, really good games in my opinion. The remaster of D2, absolutely amazing. You can toggle between the graphics on it. It's really cool. But I haven't had internet, so I haven't been able to play anything. Melloc says they need to address the issues that are causing people a massive amount of grief. 100% I agree with you. Through and through. They need to buckle down and get this stuff taken care of. I think, if you want my honest opinion, they were running out of money, so that's why they went to 1.0. I think their investors said release or lose funding. You guys need to get off the pot at this point. Kaylee says, we are probably going to see a decline around November 16th after the initial 30 days comes and goes. You might be right on right there. I know that there's several people who have given it a timeline, and they're saying, hey, by this time, this line in the sand, if you guys have not given us what we need in order for this to be a proper game. I mean, with so many other games to choose from, it really becomes a hard sell. Ashes of Creation is doing great things. Star Citizen is doing great things. World of Warcraft's next expansion looks really cool with player housing. You have so many games, not even just MMOs. You have a lot of games that you can play right now that are really worthy of your time. Minecraft has been a huge one. It's been a lot of fun. We have our own mod pack. You can do so many things in that game. Now I know the graphics, right? PAX Day has those graphics. It's beautiful. It's arguably one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. But yeah, I think November 16th, you might be onto something there, Kaylee, for sure. Blimpy says, my favorite thing is just running around in the forest, hunting and gathering. It really is great for that, I'm not going to lie. And the fact that you won't need a subscription to just hop in from time to time, that's actually really good. That was one of my biggest gripes was, you are going to need a well, let me put it this way. In World of Warcraft, if you stop paying your subscription, nothing bad really happens. You're not losing anything. You're not having your whole castle deleted. That's one of the things with PAX Day that's always been, I think, a big deterrent and a problem is if there's a lull in content for World of Warcraft, you can just stop your sub and go play something else. For PAX Day, if you stop your sub because there's a lull in content for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, however long, then your plot is going to go away. Your building is going to be lifted up, and it needs to because it's a living, breathing world. It can't just stay there. So I mean, I understand that it has to, but that's a big deterrent for a lot of people. I do think that persistency and persistency alone is a big reason why people are going to stick around. So you're going to see those diehard loyalists who said, hey, I just needed to have a persistent world. I just needed to know that my stuff isn't going to be wiped anymore. So they're going to have a good time with it. I love PAX Day. I'm really looking forward to the future of PAX Day. Mainframe, I hope you can pull this off. I hope you can get us the things we need. Please give us some of these systems that we've been missing that are the core foundation of a lot of MMOs. We really, really, really just need to get these core features in the game to allow us to have an easier time managing it, because it's right now really exhausting trying to manage such a big community, such a big clan when you don't have the proper systems in place. It's one of the reasons why I'm overhauling the website. I believe in having good infrastructure, and for an MMO, you got to have a good baseline. All right. I think that brings us to the end of this one, guys. We were able to finally get a good stream in. I miss you guys. It sucks not having internet here. I'm hoping I can get it sorted soon. I was supposed to have it installed around today, but with the weather outside, I think it's probably going to get pushed back a couple days. Hang in there. Help each other out. Keep doing the Blood Brothers thing, and that's looking out for each other, making sure that our community is happy and healthy, and that everyone is having a good time. If you guys have any issues, I do have my phone. You can send me a message on Discord, call me, anything you guys need, I'm here for you. This is my full-time job, and it is funded by my channel members, so huge shout out to all my channel members. I run the Cheeky Buggers United. I make sure that we vet and verify every member so we can have a troll-free and toxicity-free gaming environment for everybody to come home from work, kick their feet up, and just have a good time playing on our private servers, in our clans and orgs and things like that. Once I get my internet all sorted out, I'll be joining you guys again real soon. I've been hopping in chat here and there and having a good time with you guys in chat when I'm able to pop in there. But until I get internet, I'm kind of limited what I can do. I am going to be working on getting that new website put up, though, so we can have all of our infrastructure transferred over there, including the application process. So bear with me on that, but keep doing the Blood Brothers thing. Keep looking out for each other and everyone around us, too. Help your neighbors out. PAX Day is a very brutally difficult game. Be that good faith person to your neighbors. Be that good person. Do the right thing no matter what. Treat people with respect and always have their backs. But I appreciate you guys. Huge shout out to those channel members. Again, if you guys would like to support my work, click that join button down below. Become a channel member. I'm going to be selling some merch soon. We have, get out of here, fly. We have some sigils. They are, he's on my hat. They are the Order of the Blood Brothers sigils. They're like magnets that I had 3D printed. He's on my screen. Come on, fly. I had them 3D printed locally by one of my friends, so I'm going to be selling those to you guys. I think I set them at $10 plus shipping. It's pretty decent price for what they are. They're completely custom made. This fly is pissing me off, guys. Get out of here. He's going at me. He's like, no, you can't end the stream. But join the Discord, join all the things, and until I see you guys in the next one, bye for now.